So let me dive a little bit, and Stephen, please feel free to add on based on some of the use cases that we'll discuss today. And the first one I want to address is something that we all have kind of thought about, potentially seen as a use case within our ecosystem or people we know, is about content generation, right? And let's focus specifically on how marketing can use a content assistant, because all of this addresses issues that could potentially be raised due to language, grammar, consistency, personalization, and also generating it in the most efficient and the best way possible, right? So this content generation would be based on some of the underlying data, and that could possibly be audio, video, text, or images. One of the things to think about this content generation is that it is only as good as some of the underlying data that's going to be unified and brought to the forefront. For example, GPT, OpenAI, has been sued by New York Times for the data it's been using from New York Times. Now, if you remove that data, absolutely, there's going to be some gaps potentially on what the outcomes can be from ChatGPT if the New York Times data is missing, which is similar in this use case. So you have to be aware of the risks of the reliability of this data and whether they are fair and ethical outcomes that you are getting as the content that is being generated. So again, when I said that people are very important in this process, is this validation by marketers and content generators is very important as we look at the output of this content generation for marketing, for example. But there are tremendous benefits, and the biggest one being in the growth that it can drive, because now you're able to generate content at a much faster pace, more accurate, more personalized, and more consistent. It'll obviously generate more efficiencies and give you a more personalized view and view about yourself to the customer. One example, you saw the slide where there were these bar charts with the number of parameters for each large language model. I did an exercise myself where I took about 45 minutes to search on Google and go through the web, and then it took me less than 5 minutes to get it with one appropriate prompt in ChatGPT, and it gave me that output very clearly. So I did that exercise, and you can see the efficiency gain potentially. But the key was I had to give that input to ChatGPT in the most appropriate way to give me the relevant output.